Welcome back to the Cool Fears channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is 10 for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 29 of my in-depth behind-the-scenes toy photography video series here on the Cool Fears channel. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. In this video series, I will take an in-depth look at a shot that I did for my Epic Shots by Cool Fears page. That's where I post my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics. So in this video, I will go in depth about my setup, the figures I use, my lighting, my idea behind the pic, and the process overall. So jumping into this week's image, guys, yes, this is my attempt at recreating that awesome and iconic teaser image that we got oh so long ago from the new Flash movie, or as I like to call it, the new Batman movie. Yes, the Super Bowl was, last Sunday or 2 Sundays ago at this point, and they did release the full-length trailer for the Flash movie, which definitely inspired me to try and recreate that image that they teased us with so long ago for this movie, showing us for the first time that Michael Keaton would be involved with this movie. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the basic idea behind this pic right here, is just trying to recreate that image utilizing what I do have. So the figures that I did use for this setup are the Beast Kingdom DAH 89 Batman, the McFarlane Toys Justice League / Snyderverse Flash figure, as well as a Mezco Black Skull. Now, there is quite a few scales going on here, as you can probably tell. We have the DAH Batman, which is 9 inches. We have the McFarlane Flash, which is 7 inches. And then we have the Mezco Black Skull, which is exactly almost 6 inches. So yeah, a lot of different scales at play here, but it's all about perspective and angles and utilizing those angles and different positions of figures to work to your advantage. So yeah, that's pretty much how I was able to get it to work. And plus, we don't really see too much of the Black Skull. We really just need to see the barrel of the gun and his front right leg. So it worked out in that sense. I didn't have to show him too much on the image. So yeah, I'm also utilizing the Extreme Sets Sector 7 diorama right here to kind of help build up that background that's somewhat similar to the one in the teaser image. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for everything on the ground level. So why don't we go ahead and grab the camera so we can take a look at the lighting setup and everything else from the top down. Alright guys, so here we are taking a look at the setup from the top down so we can take a look at all the great lighting and details in this setup. So we do have 2 key lights right here pointed directly at the figures. They are both at about a medium mid brightness level. I don't want them all the way up. We do have our warm orange light right here to add some atmosphere and some color. And like I said, we do have the Extreme Sets diorama, which is kind of built up to give us that kind of industrial look. So, and what I was saying about the different scales and, you know, kind of positioning is, if you can see, Batman's back here, Flash is over here, slightly more in front of Batman, kind of playing with different depths and angles. We do have the Mezco Black Skull on this other little elevated platform because, like I said, you know, the scales are quite different. So in order to bring them up to Batman's level and get that image that we did get, which was technically in landscape like this. It wasn't in portrait mode, but I did take it in portrait mode, but it was essentially just like this right here. This was pretty much the image. I mean, I think there was one other bad guy in the right corner, if I'm not mistaken, but it was like really shadowed out and stuff. But this was essentially the image right here that I was going for, just in a more portrait form. So I did notice that in the background of that image there was a car as well, and so I figured, of course, it was probably the Batmobile. So coming back here, I built up a whole little thing. We do have 2 cube lights at full brightness back here. We are utilizing some of the McFarlane Toys 69 Batman playset accessories back here to add to the background. And we are utilizing an old 1980s, 90s Kenner Batmobile right here. This actually belonged to my older brother. My dad held on to it all these years later. And so I went ahead and stuck that in the background so that we at least get that iconic front portion of the car in the image. So yeah guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this week's episode. If you happen to have any questions about toy photography, please leave them down in the comments below and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. With that being said, if you made it this far in the video, type down in the comments below 89. That way I know you made it this far and you're enjoying the content. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the time lapse of me setting up this image, some behind the scenes photos, of course the final image, and of course the final edit of the final image. With that being said, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a great fucking day.